What's good, everyone? Welcome back to MTG Arena. So the decks we see most on Standard just have to be some sort of control deck. Like, blue is definitely in there, and then you get a mix of either black or white.
That's racist.
Damn.
It's honestly only these colors in Magic the Gathering that create the main control archetypes. I mean, it keeps all the aggro and combo decks in check. So we dished out the most expensive form of control we've ever done.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich!
With 4 colors, we use all of the best instant and sorcery spells in the game. It unfortunately costs an arm and a leg with about 39 rare wild cards. But the value and tempo we get off of each card is just to die for. I'll demonstrate how to take full control of the meta with this deck in just a sec, so do consider subscribing to the channel for incredible gameplay and deck lists, and tap that like button for Magic the Gathering. Let's go! As powerful as control decks are in Magic the Gathering, it's oftenly tough to bring all the best spells together in one deck. This deck is like the culmination of the strongest instant spells in the standard game so far. It's a 4-color deck with Jeskai Control as its base. Covering the lands first, and a part of what makes this deck so expensive is because of the requirement of mana types. It does not function or work well at all unless we have all the lands that match the color and ratios in this deck. We play at instant speeds almost exclusively, so we prefer untapped options at all times. There are 22 rares alone for just lands in this deck, so do check out my deck list for the specifics. Next, we start with 1 Gruul Crackling Wit. It's a very welcome draw in the deck as it plays into all of the effects that is desired mostly in this deck. Drawing cards, making prowess tokens, and getting a free storm effect for a majority of our spells is precisely what we want to see. On the next column, we have our strongest multicolored instants. Having 4 of these inevitable defeats are a must. It's the harshest spot removal in Standard right now. It being uncounterable while it exiles pretty much anything while we leech for 3 life is incredible value. That's basically 1 effect per mana spent on the spell. Then we have a very much optimized 3 Jeskai Revelations. Having any less or more kinda affected the gameplay differently. It's like a counterspell when it puts the spell back into the opponent's hand, and the other effects just helps turn the tide so fast. Simply put, this is an incredibly powerful instant spell that is both offensive and defensive at the same time. It was broken in an Azorius Omniscience deck during last rotation, where it enabled an infinite combo, and it's pretty broken even now when it's used as intended. Next, we have our board wipes, or what I call the crowd control. 2 split ups, don't need much explanation here. The choice to destroy all tapped or untapped creatures is amazing control, and even only being able to remove 1 threat with it is already valuable enough for 3 mana in a lot of cases. And we make sure to have 2 Ultimas, because its end the turn effect is so good for stopping any form of recursion, on death effects, or end turn triggers. Its ability to also reach all artifacts is good enough to eliminate a whole archetype by itself. Such a welcomed effect in the deck. Then we have our column that helps us dig through our deck and gets us some card draw advantage. We have 4 Consult the Star charts, because we want to be able to draw at instant speeds. Then we top ourselves up with 2 Stock Ups, because even though it's a sorcery and much slower, it's just ridiculous value for 3 mana to be able to skim 2 cards out of 5 from the top of our library. And of course, it's not any kind of control in Standard without at least 2 Meringue River Regents. Its Coil and Catch spell is incredible for drawing cards, and as a 6 mana creature that bounces 2 targets away is just delightful control. And on the next column we have our spot removal spells. We have 3 Get Losts here. These are such good 2 mana instant spells for white that removes a big array of card types. And then we have 4 Lightning Helixes. These are likely the best 2 mana burn spells in Standard format right now, and they work amazing at removing early to mid game creatures and can hit our opponent's face pretty hard. Gaining 3 life is actually noticeably helpful as well. Then we have 2 of these Ride's End. I have honestly only been casting these for 2 mana. Every time I draw or start with it, I can't believe how often and easy it is to exile a creature for just 2 mana. Exiling the target is much more useful than just destroying it, especially in this format right now with all the reanimation decks out there. And for our last column, we have our counter spells. We make sure to have 3 of these 3 steps ahead. It's currently the best 3 mana counterspell in Standard right now. And being able to spree any of its other effects just works so well in this deck. It's like a mini Jeskai Revelations, except it actually counters the spell a bit better. And then we have 4 of these No More Lies. as a counterspell that exiles the card rather than just letting it go to the graveyard is an important extra step against recursion and reanimation. For just 2 mana, this card counters and exiles anything from early to mid game. So luckily this deck doesn't cost too many mythic rares. It's certainly a powerful deck, and I guess running this many rares is what happens when we find and pool together the strongest instant spells that focuses on control. Let's go make everyone's game a living nightmare. A little low on the starting mana. I'm feeling lucky. Can't say no to starting with 7 when I'm going first. Alright, looks like our opponent had to mulligan. Ooh, look at that Appa fly in. So cool. Alright, we got our starting town. We don't have anything that can activate the Riverfire Verge right away, so we'll have to let them play their second turn spell. But what are we up against here? Voice of Victory. White and blue. Alright, let's just use our Consult the Star Charts for 2. Oh jeez. I wonder what our choice should be. What a waste. Alright. So at least we've activated our Verge. We have to get rid of Voice of Victory right now on our turn because locks us out. Another one. Wow. Okay, so we have Ride's End. We probably have to take his damage next turn. We could use Consult the Star Charts again on our turn here, but that feels like kind of a waste. We'll just have to hold up. They get to do whatever they want on their third turn, though. Quantum Riddler. What kind of deck are they running? Are they playing some sort of control? Doesn't matter. We have to use Ride's End right now. That's good. Alright. I want to cast the Rawl, but I think we have to hold up here for a little bit. We can cast both of our No More Lies. Our opponent finds a land. Absolutely nothing. So we will love to kick our Consult the Star Charts right now. It resolves. We'll have to take our Lightning Helix and Inevitable Defeat. Good draw on the Flood Farm Verge. Alright. We're feeling groovy. We still kind of don't know what deck they're running. What is this? Airbender Ascension? You know, we don't have anything for him to exile, but we'll counter that anyways. Another one. Alright, same with us. That's worth the damage. Okay. Now I think we'll use our Rawl. We got no more counter spells. Let's get a prowess token going. Alright, they hit themselves for 2 again. What's it gonna be? The Quantum Riddler? No, it's the Halia. And they cast their third one. They actually resolve it. That's a cool effect. A Wind Sphere. Alright, so if he does that to our token, it's gone for good. That's alright, we can get rid of it with our Inevitable Defeat. We don't really need the cards, so let's keep using the +1.
Together we can shift the
I feel like using this right now on our turn. They seem like a deck that has 3 steps ahead.
I've calculated exactly what I need.
Aang, the Swift Savior. That's so cool. It's a 3 mana. It's a 3 mana creature that exiles something. Waterbend 8. Transform. He's not going to be able to transform it. Okay, good draw on the Verge. It's not activated yet though. But we have enough sources of blue. What we really need to do is use Lightning Helix. Into the Flood Maw. Is he targeting our Raw? Okay, so he's going to give us a fish. He's running out of cards. Alright, but our Lightning Helix still resolves. And honestly, I think we can just play the Raw again. Yeah, they really didn't do too much to us. They delayed the inevitable. Yeah, it's looking like pretty bad news for them. Oh, cool. Momo? So their next flyer costs 1 less. And that's how they cast the Quantum Riddler. Nice. And he gets to draw 2 cards. Pretty cool combo. I like all those new avatar cards. Great show as well. Dang, they just blinked the Riddler. Alright, lots of cards. Okay, we're definitely going to use Split Up. Complete value right here. We're going to say bye to our prowess tokens. They're not really worth too much right now. And we can just create one after this anyways. We'll destroy all untapped. Oh man, that Split Up is so powerful. Alright. We'll make a token. And we'll use Stock Up.
Thanks for the helping paw. I have a plan.
4 lands. At this point, I think No More Lies is pretty bad. He's got a lot of mana now. So I guess we'll take the Restless Reef and a Sacred Foundry. We're going to hit something huge with Jeskai Revelation. I can feel all the tempo already. We get to basically do whatever we want now. And yeah, our opponent uses all his map tokens. Cool, he gets a free Quantum Riddler, but we're in an extremely good spot. We have exactly enough for just Jeskai Revelations, or we can do a bunch of other things. Kind of want to play the Jeskai Revelation. So you know what? We'll make a token. Let's feign this attack to see if he does anything. No? Alright. We'll just let him take 1. This will come into play tap then. We're groovy. I hope he'll cast his Quantum Riddler for 5. Ah, no, he just warps it for 2. He's a little greedy. But that works better for him, because we're just returning a 2 mana spell to his hand. No matter. Still have to cast it. And next turn's going to be lethal for him. We have a bunch of prowess tokens and we have a lot of spells. Yeah, we can burn him for 6 basically with Inevitable Defeat and Lightning Helix. And then Raal's going to give us Storm for all our spells. It's a good game. We ran away with that. Some good lands. Do you like the starting town? Multiversal Passage is super good. Okay, looks like we have no mana problems this game. Play a starting town first. Likely the Flood Farm Verge. What is this? Mono white Lifegain? Did they splash black for some reason? Orzhov. I wonder why. Alright. Flood Farm Verge. I think I'm going to use Get Lost on it now. Just in case they have ways to protect it. Okay, they shock themselves with the Godless Shrine. What for? Halia. Alright, they basically got their life back from the Shockland. And Starscape. Interesting. They got this life leech thing going on while gaining life. That's really interesting. Alright, do I want to play stock up? We have a lot of cards in our hand, and I want to keep it up for no more lies. So we'll just pass the turn, actually. We should only use stock up when we need the cards. We should play everything at instant speed if we can with this deck. And what's this? Zora? Alright, we're gonna counter the Starscape. We will take their 2. Nice, that's a good Sacred Foundry. So I guess we can use Multiversal Passage last, because I want to select the correct land type. Let's use stock up now. I do like the Inevitable Defeat, and probably another land, so that we can set up for our Jeskai Revelation. Alright, this is good. Enduring Innocence, I would love to exile that. We'll let them pop off a little bit more here. We're down to 12. Alright. Sunbillow Verge. And we can just use Ultima now. And it's great, their Enduring Innocence will not trigger and come back. Because Ultima's ability on the stack is just to end the turn. Alright, they hard cast the Halia. Play a land. Let's have the Multiversal Passage come in. And I think we have to pay the 2 life. Yeah. Next turn we can play the Jeskai Revelations. Essence Channeler. We'll exile their Halia first. We gain a much needed 3 life. Don't worry, it's gonna look better and better for us here. I feel it. Oh, especially after that draw. Okay. We can wait for them to play something, and then we'll use Jeskai Revelation to return it to their hand. We'll kill the Channeler, gain some life, draw some cards, and make some tokens. That sounds like a great plan. Anything they play. They seem like a first main phase kind of player. Just like that. Lewis the Pompous Pillager. Nice. Thank you for tapping out for that. We'll return that. We'll deal 4 damage to the Essence Channeler. We'll gain some life, draw some cards, and make these tokens. I feel the tempo already. Did you guys feel that change? Because we're groovy now. We'll definitely want to stock up right now. Got the Rawl. And we'll take Consult the Star Charts as well. No, you know what? We'll just use the Lightning Helix to speed this game up. Alright, good game. They didn't want any more of it. Pretty solid hand. Excited to use the Revelation. That's going to be on the 7th turn, at least. We'll start with the Plains. We are certainly up against Mono Green or Gruul Landfall. Okay, we'll play the Riverpire Verge. That way we can get the Lightning Helix ready. We're definitely going to use Lightning Helix on the Bristly Bill. Oh, gotta wait. Which one is he going to target? I hope he targets himself. Perfect. Wasted that counter. Oh, he likely has a... Yes. Snakeskin Veil. Alright. Well, at least we made him use it early. So our split up can get rid of... one thing. I am alright with that. That'll take care of the Bristly Bill. Alright, Escape Tunnel. Looks like we're taking 4 damage. Nope, just 3. He decided not to pop it yet. Alright. So we have to play at instant speed. I want to hit the Meringue River Regent for the Omen ability. He uses it now? Why didn't he just use it earlier? Alright, so it is Gruul Landfall. We're missing a black mana, unfortunately, so we can't use the Inevitable Defeat. At least not yet. If he plays a bunch of things and then we draw a land next turn, what's that? The Scouring Storm Soul. Nice. Plays a Fabled Passage. We will have to take this damage. Pretty sure we're going to find a land with this, and then we get to play Ultima. Alright, great. 2 lands. I really want to keep everything, but we have to get rid of something. This is our only source of black as well, and it has to come into play tapped. And I really want to play Ultima this turn because we're going to die otherwise. Great. Bought ourselves a lot of time. And I believe we really crippled our opponents with that Ultima. Alright, in comes the Storm Soul. Pretty good draw with the Crackling Wit. We are missing a black mana this turn. Multiversal Passage is good, but the Get Lost is better at this point. Let's just play it now, so he can't use Snakeskin Veil, and we'll play our Restless Reef. That was a really good stock up. Alright, Sass's Chocobo. Traveling Chocobo. He's keeping a mana up. Likely another Snakeskin Veil. Jeskai Revelation is really good right now. So we can play at instant speed. Let's do it on their turn. Alright, the little Chocobo is going to get a little bit bigger. No worries. They find a land. Still have 1 card. Alright. Okay, so Strength of Will is their next card. So I guess we have to use something now, or else they will definitely be able to protect it. Alright, here goes nothing. We'll bounce that. Deal 4 damage to that. They might only be able to protect 1 thing. Oh no, they protected nothing. They had nothing. That's great. We'll just play our Godless Shrine. Tapped. Do I want to play the Crackling Wit right now? No, let's give it 1 more turn. We'll attack for 2. Alright, that'll be the last time they return it. They tapped themselves out for that. That was a bad choice. Here comes the Chocobo again. It was an Ice Till Explorer. Alright. We're just gonna try to counter this and see what happens. They mess up the stack. They didn't pop their Fabled Passage. That's so funny. They totally could have paid for that. It's okay if they actually successfully cast it. We would have been able to deal with it. We're definitely gonna play Crackling Wit. And I think I want a bit more cards.
Once, then it's back to my quest. I thirst for information.
We'll discard the starting town because we don't like it for this game. We're not going to attack. Bossborn Hydra. Alright. So Strength of Will makes them indestructible, not hexproof. Yeah, I thought they would do that. So we're gonna gang block here. He'll have to use the spell now. This is why we didn't attack. We're gonna use No More Lies again to see if he falls for it. And this time he's smart. He actually pops his Fabled Passage to be able to pay for it. Looks like he learned his lesson from the first time. Yes, everything gets bigger. But it's going to be game over for you. Looks like everything survives. That's great. I'm just going to consult the charts for 2 mana.
Well, gotta work with what's
Oh,
available.
look at that. Pretty good choices. There we go. Okay. Meringue River Regent is perfect. This makes it good game, I think. There you go. Let's put a +1. I'll attack for 2 just for now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's good game. Our opponent's feeling so salty right now, I'm sure. Yeah, just got Revelations and it's done. I'll just do this just for the heck of it. I'll actually just use Inevitable Defeat first,
You get to be my protege.
because I kind of want to use Get Lost.
I am confident this will work.
There you go. Good game.
I can intend
Totally controlled. Oh, y'all know how I feel about going first with a nice hand like this. Our Shockland will activate the Verge as well. I love it. Looks like we're up against something Dimir already. Oh, okay. We'll just counter that. Alright. We can hold up for 3 steps ahead, or we can burn something for Lightning Helix. I'm okay if we don't do anything at all, but we'll use Consult the Star Charts for only 2 mana. Alright, we baited a counterspell, that's okay. Good draw with a Multiversal Passage. I think I want black, right? Because we'll probably draw the Inevitable Defeat soon. We'll have it enter tapped. Alright. Okay, we could just draw something. Good draw on the land. Nice. We can just hold up. Huh. They have Marauding Mako? Like Izet colors? There's no more VV though, so what are they trying to do? Excellent draw on the Verge. Coil and catch, huh? I think I'll have to counter that and draw a few cards here. Great. I do want to keep the Riverpire Verge, because that can set us up for Jeskai Revelation. I think we'll have to discard our Lightning Helix. We'll keep the bigger spells. Steam Core Scholar. Could have Lightning Helix that, but that's okay. We have a bunch of removal. Should we use the Jeskai Revelation now? Maybe on their turn. We can bounce a spell back into their hand. Arden. Definitely a reanimation deck of some sort. Alright, since they didn't play any spells, we'll use Inevitable Defeat. Deal some damage as well. Zombify. Alright, well that's why we kept our Ultima. Now we're getting a little too many lands. We'll play our Godless Shrine tapped. And I guess we have to use our Ultima. I am okay with a Cecil. Great. Lightning Helix. We have to pay 2 life if we want to play everything here. We got the life to pay, we'll just do it. Yeah, we'll take the 2 here so that they damage themselves as well. And then we'll kill it and gain the 3 life. Cool. We'll take our turn. Yeah, way too many lands here. We're getting flooded. We'll have to time our Jeskai Revelation just right here. I doubt they have another counterspell. If it is, it'll just be a Spell Pierce. Another land. What is going on here? Just for giggles, we'll have green. Now we can play every single color. Fountain Port. Now they can make fishies. Here we go. Meringue River Regent. Do I want to play it for the Coil and Catch? I think I do. The 6/7's not going to do much. I feel like it's going to get removed. FOMO. We'll Coil and Catch now. They counter it. Alright, we'll use Jeskai Revelation. I mean, can I bounce my own Meringue River Regent back? No, it only targets the 3 steps ahead. That's too bad. It'd be nice if we can bounce our Meringue River Regent back. This way it looks like they can just use the counterspell again, right? It looked like it didn't let me target my Meringue River Regent. I clicked it. Oh wells. We were lucky enough to draw another Jeskai Revelation. I think it's still a good game. But that was really weird. I thought I could bounce my own spell back. Like I clicked it, and then it just selected the 3 steps ahead. Oh wells. What is it? 0-point ballad? Alright, you can destroy my tokens. Marauding Mako. We'll let that resolve. We'll bounce it back to his hand at the end of his turn. Then we'll deal 4 damage to him, and I think it's GG. Ooh, and we have enough to pay for the Spell Pierce. I think that's game. We had it in total control. Nothing but 2 mana spot removals, huh? Okay. Let's run with it. Red. Hired Claw. Right off the bat. we can tell what they are. Okay, let's throw down this tapped land first. Ooh, inevitable defeat. I think we'll need to keep it for the 3 life gain. We'll definitely want to play it on the 4th turn. Our opponent's mono red, it looks like. Maybe Boros? It's post-ban, so I'm not too scared of a Screaming Nemesis. But they're definitely gaining some momentum here. Okay, we need a white source. I'm okay to deal 1 damage to myself. Red doesn't have anything to really protect themselves with, so we'll play Ride's End on their turn. Oh, I am so glad we waited. Alright, we're going to get rid of their Nova Hellkite. And we're going to get rid of it by exiling. Alright, we have to take another 4. There was no choice. Going second against mono red when they have a good hand is just really unfortunate. We're to get as much tempo as possible now, so we're going to use our Lightning Helix, because it helps us gain very precious 3 life against mono red. Against aggro deck, to be honest. Alright, Razorkin. We're definitely going to Lightning Helix that. Bolt Wave. Oh, you know what? We're going to Lightning Helix the Ember Heart Challenger. Yeah, we'll save ourselves from taking a lot more damage this turn. And maybe before our draw step, we'll get rid of the Razorkin as well. We'll wait until we untap and then we'll get rid of it. Yeah, like this. The game was smart to actually put a pause on it. Alright, we'll Lightning Helix this. We'll take 1 life anyways, but we'll gain back 3. Alright. And we'll have Universal Passage for the planes. And you know what? What the heck? We'll shock ourselves for 2. Let's play on the wild side against mono red. Nova Hellkite. Another one, huh? Alright. Cannot afford to take the 4. We'll have to use Get Lost on it. Later's Nova Hellkite. And a Bolt Wave. Wow. Alright, we are down to 3. But we're lucky we have a couple of inevitable defeats here, actually. We could keep gaining the 3 back. Let's put full control on. So, alright, actually, they can use their map token. And we'll exile it, so nothing happens. There we go. Okay, we have tempo, ladies and gentlemen. They are not playing anything now. We will counter and draw. Oh, these are cards I don't want to discard. Do you want to discard a 3 steps ahead, maybe? Yeah. Oh, and we draw 1. Look at that. We're going to do this. We're just going to play a 6-7 because we know red has no chance to get rid of it. Alright, now we're going to close out the game. And they drew a land! That's when you know the game hates you. This comes into play tapped, and it is good game. We can counter anything, draw some cards, and exile anything while gaining some life. Good game. Emberheart? Nope. We are gonna counter and clone, actually. Boom. That is good game. We could return our own Meringue River Regent, but no, let's just close out the game. There we are. That's how we take care of mono red aggro. Do we keep this hand with 2 lands? We won't be the first to draw. Let's do it. Only because we got some good counter spells. Cecil. What are we playing against? Mono black. We'll have to pay 2 life and get No More Lies ready. Alright. Right's End is good. We can keep taking their 2 all day. They're basically attacking themselves as well. I honestly don't know what's so good about Cecil. But since they got nothing else to play, we'll do Ride's End. Alright, good draw on starting town. Cecil. Yeah, we'll counter it. They got nothing else. Alright, Multiversal Passage. What color should I have it as? Let's do white. Tapped is fine. We're playing at instant speed now. Spyglass Siren? Huh. We'll let that resolve, and then we'll just use the kicker with Consult the Charts. Oh, Spell Stutter. We got countered. Oh, nice. Look at that. We got another Consult the Star Charts. Pretty lucky there. Sunset Saboteur. I think we're going to want to try to counter and draw some cards with that. That resolved quickly. Alright, we're in the clear. I don't think they have any more counter spells. I want to keep the Godless Shrine, but I do like everything else. Alright. Let's use this on our turn. There we go. Sunset Saboteur again. Alright, good draw on the land. And what's this? And the ward here is to discard a card. Okay, we can plan around this, right? We probably need to draw a few cards with our Consult the Star Charts first. We'll have to exchange some life. Only because we know they do have a counterspell, unless we're able to pay for the additional 2. So we'll pay with the kicker. They can use their counterspell if they want. We'll just pay the 2. So this needs to set us up. Alright, they use it now. Yeah, we'll pay the 2. So that lets us use Jeskai Revelation pretty easily. We'll take another one and a Sunbillow Verge. Should I do it now? Yeah, I think so. We'll return that. We'll deal 4 damage to that. Yes. And we'll discard the No More Lies because it's probably really useless right now. We're about late game. And the board is clear. Depending on what they do, I think we'll have the full tempo. They make us mill. Alright, no problem. I think we can afford to block a 4 here. Trajectory. Alright, they have no more cards. And we are basically stockpiling. We can have that enter tapped. Alright. We can use Jeskai Revelation on their land. Or we can use Get Lost. You know what? I think I want to return the land to their hand. Because I want to deal the 4 damage here. To the face. We're going to have to start closing out the game. And our opponent did not want to play. That's too bad. Good game.